with a green sheet behind your back. All you niggas are cowards. You can talk about my home, but you won't give us a tour of your house. This fat bitch Grace trying to, and my manager told me, oh, initially the title was something about a bedazzled hat, like trying to talk about my hat. Bitch, my hat was fabulous, bitch. And everybody loved my hat, you ugly hoe. Dancing around all hard with them titties just flying from left to right, bitch. Calm down before you break your back again. And you have to be in that back brace for 6 more months. You remember how bad it was that first time? But she want to get her ass up there, and it's like these people are trying to antagonize me. It's not about what they're giving an opinion. And that's why your niggas cheating all over your ass all around town. You look a dumb hoe, bitch. Because these niggas for everybody, and you really thought that was your husband, but he gay too. So on top of you being a dumbass bitch, Grace, your nigga gay. You know, so it's like, no. You get my point? Girl, you don't know who. I'm so arrogant, but I'll sit up on camera for 6 hours, no water, no food break. What do you have here? Oh my God, thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Oh geez, you see my space is a mess, right? Thank you, my love. Matter of fact, can you take this too? Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up in a little bit. The legend has made a delicious spaghetti dinner, a garlic bread, as well as a side salad, so I do appreciate it.
And now, opening up for the legend himself, we have his protege, who he taught everything she knows and who has taken from him many times. Opening up for him on this auspicious occasion, she has 28 Grammys, 21 number ones, and a career spanning decades. Please welcome the one, the only, Beyonce! Well, damn, it seems Beyonce's performance had some copyright issues, so I had to take it away to upload the video. It's most unfortunate that, Qaadir's protege couldn't honor her idol, but we're just gonna have to move on with the show. And now for the main event, the moment you've all been waiting for. The Prince of Tides, the revolutionary, embarking on a new genre of music. Everyone put your hands together for the legend, Qaadir Howard!
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Grace the blonde, Grace the blonde, Grace the blonde, living sublime and on time. VAC black, Jolly two guys, always come through. 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 The T is me. Hello and welcome back once again. So glad to be in your acquaintance once more. Let me get into a few things before we hop into the plate. What we have for you on today. Qaadir, or team, if you're listening, I just want to ask when you're finished adding lyrics to your songs on Genius, because in my last video when I wanted to perform some of your songs, I had the hardest time trying to make up what you were saying, and when I went on Genius, the lyrics that you had were not even correct. So I just want to put it out there, if you could get to correcting those lyrics and putting some of the other ones up, that would be really good. I just wanted to mention that, but that's not even what I want to talk about. Today, I want to talk about the concert that he was meant to put on and his recent decision to step back from YouTube. That's what I want to get into. This is the last commentary video I'm doing on Qaadir, but I'm just honouring what I said I'd do in my last video, which is to come back and then talk about everything that would happen with the concert. And someone has to talk about that mess that we saw. But first, we need to manifest a snack. So I'd like you all to help me say the magic words and then maybe I'll materialise a little something. I've been materialising things here and there, left, right and centre, and I just want to see if you can help me materialise another snack for today. You know, to munch on while we discuss Mother Q. So if you can say the magic words with me, I'll put them on the screen and then hopefully something will materialise for us. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Do-do but, razzle dazzle shine. Where's my protection, mother pat? One time. Okay, now something should be materializing somewhere. Oh my god! It worked! Look at this. It's only a sloppy bag. Wow, check this out. This also materialized as well. And this fork materialized as well. So let me just have a bite of this sloppy bag. Oh my god. Wow. I never thought I'd get to taste a sloppy bag. An infamous sloppy bag. I mean, there's caviar, there's all sorts of delicacies, but by far, this is the best. Oh my god. Oh my god. Before we move on, I just want to thank Christ for the sloppy bag. I want to thank Allah for the sloppy bag. I want to thank the universe. And I want to thank Buddha. Because why worship one deity when you can be multi-spiritual, eh? So, now we have a snack that we materialized. Let's talk about this hot mess. This listening experience that he put on for his album, Mis Lágrimas. I hope I'm saying that correctly. So first, I want to run through how we got here.
Let's go back to the past. Because in order to get to our future, okay, successfully, we have to journey back to the past. Aaliyah clearly stated that in Anastasia, to be heard.
So I'm going to give a quick run through of Q's musical career, just for context. So let's go. Qaadir Howard is an indie artist based in Atlanta who's been releasing music since 2008. His music mainly consists of house, hip-hop, R&B, and more recently, Tahane music. And the bulk of his catalogue consists of tracks that borrow from the instrumentation of other artists. After a failed record label deal and an attempt to revamp his musical career with his now ex-boyfriend following a musical hiatus, Qaadir has been performing at open mics since 2020 in an effort to establish himself as a performer and gain a local fan base, where he would often express disappointment with the fact that he was never given sound checks. Following an eventful night at a showcase where he spent $300 to perform one song, Qaadir decided to take the power into his own hands by putting on a concert of his own and asking for donations from his following, promising a night they wouldn't forget. There was a healthy skepticism around the event, as this wasn't the first time Q would try and fail to put on a concert, but he obtained the funds and was able to book the venue. The tickets went on sale, and although they were deemed overpriced, it seemed the event was going on. He had a team, an official poster, and an opening act. So what went wrong? Well, the tickets didn't sell. Even after a Christmas discount, he couldn't convince his subscribers to shake their purses and part with more of their coins. This could be down to the lack of promotion, after claims he would do radio interviews and stick flyers in shop windows failed to actually materialize. Although his subscribers donated generously for the event, Qaadir didn't meet all his donation goals and eventually told people not to purchase tickets in a Patreon stream, stating on Instagram that it would all make sense soon. What followed was a YouTube premiere of him performing songs of his new album, which he dubbed an industry listening experience. Basically, it was half an hour of him wailing over some Tejano instrumentals in front of supposed industry pros, far from the 2-hour multi-angle performance he promised. Could this be considered a scam? An act of disrespect to those who patronize the event? You decide. It's definitely not what he promised, and in my opinion it was very unprofessional of him and his team. But let's see how the show itself measured up to my predictions in the last video. So I have my predictions here, and I'll just run through each one of them. Just quick tick cross, 1 point for me, 1 point for him, tick, whatever, just quickly. My first prediction was that the tour won't happen. I think I was right there. The tour did not happen, because that show didn't even happen. So 1 point for me. My second prediction was that he wouldn't get more than half capacity so out of the 100 tickets, I thought he'd sell between 20 and 50. I didn't even think there were 10 people there. So he didn't prove me wrong on that count either. Another point for me. Prediction number 3 was that his vocals would leave a lot to be desired. Definitely a point for me. The vocals were shoddy at best from what we could make out. Prediction number 4 was that he would struggle to get through a 2-hour show. He didn't give us a 2-hour show. He gave us like half an hour. So that's another correct prediction. Prediction number 5 was that he'd serve us 2 outfits, not worth the $750 he was asking for. He served us 1 outfit, not worth the $750 he was asking for. So he didn't even meet that expectation. I guess he proved me wrong, but not in a good way. And prediction number 6, which I dubbed the juiciest, was that he would have a problem with someone or something at the event and would go off like he did at Scam to Scam, or one of his relationships would not make it past the event. Another prediction he actually proved right, because where is Will? Where is the LPA? The LPA did not make it past this event. I said one of the relationships wouldn't, and that didn't. So it seems literally all of my predictions were right. And if he proved me wrong, it's because he didn't even meet the bar. He didn't supersede my expectations at all, and my expectations were very low for an artist that's been around for as long as he has. So, I think we can all say collectively, objectively, that concert was a flop. It was a chop. It's chop, chop, chop. So here are a couple of things that he could do in the future, or he could have done, that would have made the event better, and would have impressed me. So the first thing we have to talk about was that sound. What the hell was that? It was disgusting. I didn't even know what you can record on that was made this century that can sound that bad. How did it sound that bad? I'm so disgusted with that sound. Qaadir is not particularly known for giving us great sound, but that was the worst thing I've ever heard. And I'm not exaggerating. I can't believe that I would witness that from an artist who is really trying to make it out in this world. That sound was disgusting. You definitely need to work on that and give us better than that. What I would suggest for recording live performances is getting an audio digital recorder. I actually have one right now. This is on the cheaper end. This is £40, but they go up to hundreds and hundreds. But that's what I'm recording my sound with today. So hopefully my sound will sound good, and it will be a testament to that, because I've also gotten comments that my sound isn't the best. This is what I'm using today. I'll get really close to it so you can hear the difference that it makes, because recording a live performance can be hard, and any old phone microphone may not pick it up that well. So invest in some audio sound, what's it called, digital, damn, what's it called, let me get it correctly, digital audio recording device. Invest in one of those and your sound will improve drastically. Secondly, the food. Sloppy bags ain't it. I'm having the time of my life with this. But if I went to a concert, this isn't what I want to eat. I wouldn't want to be given one of these and for 100 other people to be eating these. That's not the vibe. Even though this is actually quite nice. I would give him that. What I thought would be a good idea for you, and what I thought you'd do, would be sort of finger food type things. Just little treats that you can have, like bite-sized like foods and like small chops and stuff. If you have those like on a platter, and they don't have to cost a lot. I went on Pinterest and I went on Instagram, and I found a lot of things that look really good, probably would be tasty. They can be really cheap, or you can spend more money on them, but they'll serve everyone. And again, they'll just come across more classy and more like respectable than a sloppy bag. You know, a bunch of slop. Oh my god. So I think if stepping up the catering would also like make for a better experience where we could take you more seriously. That you can have sweet stuff, savoury stuff. You can have vegan options. Like I say, you can have it just like little like cut up sandwiches. That would be very cute. Or you could have like the elaborate fancy stuff. You can put drinks there, like alcoholic stuff or non-alcoholic. I think you can do a lot of different things with this kind of bite-sized, small chop, finger food type things. If you go that direction, and less of a sloppy bag, like anything you can put a toothpick or a skewer through, I think would be good as far as like catering for your future events. Worst case scenario, at the end of the night, you just have to like pick up a bunch of toothpicks off the floor. So food, I would rethink it. Sloppy bags are cute for if you just want to snack while you're making a video, or if you just want, you're just watching some Netflix, you want something to snack on. But for a concert, I think we could step that up. The third thing that I think I would love to see, if you're really going to continue with this, I would love to see some more stage design and light and better lighting so we can see you better. Like some wash lights, some white lights so we can see your face, like a real light show. That would be good. And just like more going on in the background, like even if you're going for like a Tejano, like Texican type thing, like even if it was just some like prop cactuses in the backdrop, like it would be something, right? Just real stage decoration. I think that would elevate your performance as well. So I mean, objectively, we can all say it was a chop, the listening experience, but it's a start. And if you're gonna do this again, you can only get better because you're literally at rock bottom. Before we move on, I'm just gonna quickly take this moment to interject and defend my music once more. This is something I will never tire of doing, so you don't have to worry about that. But I've seen more comments about my music and my music videos, and damn it, I don't have the screenshots for these because I've seen them around. I didn't screen grab them, but I remember them, they're in here. So I'm just going to address two claims and comments that I've had about my music videos, particularly my Save Our Souls music videos. That's one of my favourites, and I think you all know it rocks. That's why you legions, whatever you want to call yourself, keep attacking that one because you know it's great. So this first comment is that I talk about Q filming in his mum's backyard only to film in a backyard myself, right? So I'm a hypocrite is what they're trying to say. Well, I think that's funny because that's actually my mum's backyard as well. So it's like, yeah, I didn't even realise that, but you kind of have a point. But the difference is, we actually mowed that back garden before filming in it. So it's not like this overgrown jungle-looking thing. It actually looks kind of decent in my opinion. And secondly, I don't want to make it a sob story or anything, but my mum was diagnosed with cancer in 2020. So I spent a lot of time with her in 2020 and 2021, just like helping her with all her chemo and everything. So because I was spending a lot of time there, I just thought it'd be a good idea to like just film while I was there. But I don't keep going back to that same location to film and take pictures like Quid here. I used it for that one video, and that's like, I vary my locations, unlike you who just will always run to that back garden for convenience. So those are kind of the differences. And the second point is that I critique Qaadir's filming locations, but then I choose to film in a dusty alleyway. Okay, I'm very inspired by like 2000s music videos, early to mid 2000s, and alleyways were like everywhere in like pop and urban music videos from that time. Like in Britney videos, Beyonce, Sierra, all of them have music videos in alleyways from around that time. So it's almost like a staple at this point. I think the idea is that they stand out more and they look more like a star if they're in this kind of like regular like dusty alleyway location, then compared to if you put them in the Ritz, then I feel like they just blend in more. So that's kind of my process behind filming in an alleyway. It's not because it's like I don't know. It's not because I don't know how to pick locations. There's a method to the madness. So, back to Q and his decision to stop story times and lives for good. Following a mixed reception from his Ms. Lagrimas performance, Q uploaded a series of cryptic Instagram posts which gave the general vibe that he was walking away from YouTube and content creation, particularly the story times and lives that he'd become known for. He confirmed this in a video he premiered on YouTube called Rightful Queen, State of the Union. So, here are some points that he made in that video. He said that the lives are done.
The story times are gone. My lives are gone. You will never get another live from me. That's done.
The lives, which consisted of drunk karaoke vibe performances, clouds of smoke, conspiracy theories, ranting and e-begging, with the odd, laugh, kiki moment. Those are apparently gone indefinitely. He was upset at the lack of the support against Dirt Queens, which is anyone who's ever made a video, holding him to task. He was upset at the lack of people speaking out against us, lack of people filling out IC3 forms against him, and the lack of support towards his concert, which he attributes to his fans falling for the lies. He says he's focusing on music and we should expect no more of the content we usually got and asked for, i.e. the gameplays, the skits, the other requests that we had. We shouldn't expect anything like that, and that we won't know what he's doing until it's done. Which is, it's interesting because he wasn't really giving us those things for months anyway. He said also that he'd be releasing a fortnightly podcast on Patreon.
Bi-weekly newsletter and the podcast.
And that he'll upload to YouTube when he wants, which could be once a month or once every 2 months. And that he's only interested in sponsors and donors of his art.
And it's not patrons. At this point, it's donors and sponsors. People who are donating into the arts and people who are sponsoring, because you don't have to go for that exact amount. You can set it for however much you want to.
As he's been underpaid and looks to find new fans, claiming that his old fans can go to hell. At one point, he was just speaking absolute nonsense.
A brown bruised banana, one up it at the man, no me come. Daylight coming. Now you want to go home. Bitch, you never gonna go home. Because, bitch, Tingaleo, if you try, you can lead a donkey to water, girl, don't mean she gonna drink. When I say Tingaleo, come here, me donkey, come. My donkey look, my donkey fart, my donkey all, okay, I went down and my donkey still have a drink. Now my donkey dead. Because my donkey dumb. And when I really come to think about it, my donkey's an ass. So really, I'm the fool.
He says he birthed us and molded us, and now we will learn as we took him for granted. He also confirms that he is releasing a Spanish album and that he did his industry performance in one take. That is to say, even when he's running the performance, he still doesn't give himself a sound check. So, here are some thoughts I have on all of that. Firstly, I want to commend him. The Insta post he made about getting the best sleep of his life since slowing down on YouTube is actually really good. I think self-preservation is key. I think you have to look after yourself. I don't think he was making a ton of content aside from going live. But if you need to take a break, take it. It can be hard out here. So, in a way, it's good for him to step back if it's going to be good for his health and his sleep and all of that stuff. So I'll give him props there for looking after his well-being. But I do think he may be cutting off his nose to spite his face. He thinks he's punishing us, but he may be hurting himself in the long run. This Frank Ocean approach of little to no social media presence is not ideal for everyone. And I do think lives and stuff are a good way to connect with fans. So you may be hurting yourself in the long run with that. But with YouTube in general, I think we need to address this one-sided beef that he's had with YouTube since 2009.
Ridiculous. At this point, I need some type of compensation from Miss YouTube. So guess what, YouTube? I'ma say this, and this time I mean this. And this time I mean it. Bitch, on this 4th time that I fucking applied, Here it is, the fourth time I have to apply for this whack-ass program so that I can collect a little bit of change from you. YouTube, okay? YouTube, y'all are some shiesty assholes. And I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm being for real. Like, I'm being so for real. Y'all some shiesty-ass bitches. And at the end of the day, you know I know the deal. Working towards becoming independent of YouTube. Because she's never going to pay me what I think I'm worth. I'm telling you now, I'm being fucking disrespected and shat on by fucking YouTube. You gotta fucking fix this shit, or I swear to God I'm gonna come here and blast YouTube every fucking chance I get. You motherfucking cowards and YouTube, you are fucking complicit.
Objectively, YouTube is the only platform that ever gave Qaadir life. Like, there would be no Qaadir without YouTube. Out of every platform and app and social media thing he's been on, YouTube is the only one where he's actually had some success. So why he continuously like talks down to them and like tries to shit on them when they're the only platform that gives him life is like beyond me. It's the entitlement is crazy. I mean, no YouTuber thinks that YouTube is perfect. We all have our like gripes or whatever, but it's like there's so much that you can leverage on here and you just don't. And I think that's on you, you know? You spent the last year throwing down everything that all the success you've had from YouTube down the drain, and I just don't know how that will affect you in the long run. I don't know if that will be wise in the long run. Your Insta posts and your YouTube vids, it gives me again this idea that your fists are like clenched, yet you want to receive. Like, you can't receive with a closed hand, and you keep clenching your fists tighter and tighter and expecting people to give you stuff while you're taking away things that you once gave. It doesn't make sense. The entitlement to money and support it's very repulsive. You know, you make promises you can't keep, and you regularly lie to your fans, and then you get mad when they're not there for you. I also think there's nuance to this. Your fans are also kind of in the wrong for not being real with you and acting like everything you put out musically is great and stellar when it is not. But at the same time, you'd block them if they said anything else. So it's kind of like, it's like a bad marriage where there's no innocent party. Both sides are like effing up. But at the end of the day, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. And moving forward, I think you should be more honest about why your show was a flop. And it wasn't to do with Julian or me or a Classics or anyone. It wasn't to do with any of us. It's to do with the fact that you haven't convinced us of your musical and performing talents yet. You haven't done enough to show us that you are that girl. And I think if you could be honest about that, it would be easier to make progress. So let's talk about this new fans thing. If you want to get new fans, that's all good and well. Although, here are some things I think you should consider. Maybe it would be a good idea to purge the toxic energy, because I don't think any new fans would be attracted to this entitled, pessimistic energy you're currently emitting. Maybe a good idea not to alienate your old fan base, but then to just add new fans to your tribe. Then you can like build and get your numbers back to where they once were, instead of just hunting for new supply. And I'm purposeful in using the word supply. I think you need to get your identity together so people know who they're dealing with. Like, one minute you're Muslim, then you're Christian, sometimes you put on a Jersey accent, and now you want to be Mexican. It's like you're all over the place with your identity and your branding. So I just want to make an interjection here and make my point very clear. I am recording this on my digital audio. Damn, I forgot what it's called. My digital audio recorder. And I want to say, like, with the identity, like, it can be multifaceted and layered. Like, you are from Phoenix, and at this point, I guess you're also from Atlanta, and you've lived in other parts of the US. Like, all of that is you, right? And you did go to a Muslim school, so you know the vernacular, and that's part of you too. But I don't think you're Muslim. Like, I bet you don't pray 5 times a day. Like, I bet you're not in the mosque, like, every Friday or whenever. Like, it's important to get crystal clear on what you are and what you're not. Like, what you may have some kind of, like, faint, like, link to, and then what you actually are. Do you know what I mean? Like, that, just to clarify that point. If you could just take accountability for yourself and not refer to yourself as a child. This is me referencing his point where he said it takes a village to raise a child. that would also make you someone that people would want to follow and support more. And I want to say with the fans thing, there are different levels of fans, right? You have casual fans, then you have like fanatics, and not everyone will patronize you monthly because there's different levels, and that's okay. And I just want to, again, with the music thing, like, I really want you to rethink this musical direction. I love the anti-genre thing, and no one should be in a box musically. I like to experiment with different genres, but at the end of the day, I'm a pop artist, right? I want to look at your Spotify real quick, if that's okay with you, so we can see which of your songs actually like get streams and which ones they actually like. So your top song is Bloodied in a Mess, which is a house rap song. Then you have Mother Pat, another house rap song. And then Sablon X Connection, another house rap song. And then Get Into It, that's one of your old songs, it's another house rap song. Then you have Pay Me My Collard Greens, that's not an original song, so I won't count that. Then you have Mother Queen, I don't think that's original either. Then you have Stomp the Pavement, another house rap song. Then you have Prince of Tides, that's definitely not original. Then you have You Get It, and then you have People Say People Do. I think that's more of a ballad. I can't remember how that goes. Let me just listen to it. Okay, good. Ghost in my mind, ghost in my head. No, it's more of that house 4 on the floor thing again. So your songs that like are your top songs, and this is prior to the release of his Spanish album. I don't know if those will become more popular and take the places of these. We'll see. But all your the songs that people like the most, that are your original, people like your house rap music, and I don't know why you don't stick with that. You know, I think the white gays would love that, the black gays would love that, the Spanish gays would love. Like, I don't think you should like move away from that when that's what we like. We all love Mother Pat, like objectively, and I don't think it's bad to experiment with a bit of Spanish, like Latin stuff here, gospel here, but the house thing works for you. So I just want to put that out there. Like, you shouldn't fix it if it's not broken. So what does the future hold for Qaadir? I just really hope he finds himself, and I wish him the best. I think with the podcast idea that he's doing for Patreon, I think a podcast is a great idea for him. He just has the kind of personality and the way with words for that. I know he's already done podcasts in the past, like The Code and Rants and Slants, but if he stepped it up and really took the podcasting seriously, that could be like his main thing, and he could like slide his music in there. It would be nice to see him cut down on weed, because I think he uses it as too much of a crutch. I want to talk a bit like spiritual. I want to get a bit woo-woo. I'm into this modality called human design, and it basically tells you how your like energy works. It mixes like the chakra system with the zodiac system with like what else? The Chinese I Ching, the Kabbalah, and then some quantum physics. It's mixed it all together to make this like energy blueprint that it gives you. And all you need is like your date of birth, your time of birth, and your place of birth. So I did that for Qaadir, and he's come up as the type projector, which means you make a good guide, and there's also aspects of your chart that say you're good at storytelling. But I want to talk about what's called your what's it called? I forgot what it's called, but it's like there's these 2 numbers that kind of tell you a lot about your personality. Not your personality, but like your energy. So his number line, that's not what it's called, but it's like his 2 numbers, I forgot what the official name for it is, a 4 and a 6. So the 4 line means he's very outgoing, which we see like when he goes out and he makes friends and stuff. But the 6 line is very, very interesting, which is why I kind of have some hope for Qaadir. So the 6 line means that the first 30 years of your life means that you'll make a lot of mistakes and failures, and then like you'll go into a period of withdrawal, and then you'll come back out in your 50s, and then you'll be like a role model for everyone else. So when I look at Qaadir's life, that has been his life. Like, first 30 years, he's had lots of like failures and things that almost happened and didn't quite, and now he's like in his 30s, he's kind of withdrawing a little bit. And then I do hope that this is true and that he'll emerge and be like a role model for us all eventually. It's not an orthodox life trajectory, but I'm just getting into this stuff, and I think there's a lot of truth in it, and I'm excited to see if that will actually happen for him. But in the meantime, one more thing I have to mention regarding your music is that it would be nice to see you step up your visuals and your sound quality. For example, just using a bit less reverb on your vocals would make a big difference. So that's what I have to say on that. But like I say, this is the quintessential, I'm calling him the quintessential cautionary tale. So I want to speak about the lessons that I've learned and the things that I've seen him do that I won't do. So what I've learned from Q, I've learned a lot. As an independent artist and as a content creator, I've learned from Q that you should embrace what people like about you. So Q has not embraced the story times that people like about him. He's treated it like a burden, as something he wants to run away from. Whereas I want to do the opposite. And for example, like the radical feminist content I create is not initially what I came here for, but I'm appreciated for it and there's an audience for it. So now I embrace it. And it doesn't mean that I stop my music. It just means I do both. And I feel privileged that I have something I'm recognized for instead of trying to run away from it. And to me, like, embracing it doesn't mean that I'll do it forever. I may stop doing those kind of videos, but even when I stop, I won't delete them and act like they never happened. I'll be appreciative that they did happen and just celebrate that and everything that came with it. So it's more of just embracing it. And yeah, I don't know, it doesn't mean necessarily doing it forever. The second thing I've learned from Qaadir is to not bite the hand that feeds you. I also learned that I shouldn't be scared of success and that comparison is truly the thief of joy. I've learned that I shouldn't feel entitled, and I've learned that I should provide value and then inspire support instead of begging for donations, likes, shares or anything else, because that comes across as desperate and as unattractive. So those are the things I've learned from Qaadir, mistakes I've seen him make that I'm going to dutifully make sure I don't make. And that's kind of the silver lining in all of this. So in closing, Qaadir is a never was, and it's kind of sad to see, but I think deep down he realizes that, and deep down I think he knows the role that he played in that. But we can all learn from his mistakes, and maybe he will find success someday. Personally, I'm done with the commentary videos on Q, but I do have another channel where I will be uploading some reactions of his old videos for the next few months. It's called By the Grace We Rise, and you can check it out. I'll be posting Q content on there, but there's nothing more on this channel and no more commentary about anything he does in the near or far future. I want to make some corrections from the first video I uploaded on Q, because if I don't say this, it will like niggle me and like bug me forever. I said in that video that the Is You Q made a video exposing Q in 2017 that actually happened in 2018, and I said the last time he uploaded to Brand Dork was 2018, but it was actually 2019. So I just had to like get that out there, you know, just correct myself. But other than that, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great life, a great year, and that you make the most of every day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being on this ride. And you know what? I think we should close out with a little performance. Check this out. Goodbye, everyone.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Wait for it. There's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Hold on, wait for it. And then I said, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I? And then I stopped.